Because I don't follow anybody blindly. I don't listen to anybody. There's nobody telling me to say anything. I don't trust.
Okay, here, then we'll do.
Than me. I don't
Sure.
follow anything.
Okay, we'll do a concrete example then. With concrete example then. When it comes to wearing masks, how do you know if that's a good idea or not?
Because if people more powerful than me are telling me to do it, I instantly don't believe them.
Okay, do you understand that that just makes you a sheep of the other herd, right?
Of what herd?
If I'm telling you, if there is a shepherd and he says all the sheep go left, you can either choose your own path or you can go right because he told you to go left. You understand? You're being just as controlled, right?
So who's controlling me?
The people that you don't like. When you do the opposite of what they say, they have just as much control over you as they do the other group of people.
Because my whole life I've not been wearing a mask. So
how do you determine? How do you? Well, I'm asking you a question. How do you determine?
That's not following anybody.
You are. I'm asking you a question. How do you determine whether or not you should wear a mask?
Because I like breathing. I don't want to cover my face. I like to talk and I like to hear.
You can breathe with a mask on. You don't have. Do you see? Hold on. Worse. Yeah, okay, worse. So it's not worse.
It's annoying and it makes me sweat and it's uncomfortable. So I'm not going to put on something that makes me uncomfortable and that's unnecessary to me. I didn't wear it and I'm fine.
Okay.
So look at where we are.
Okay. So let me.
You got the V word. You're still this. I didn't. I'm the same.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit, right? So the correct answer was, I decide whether or not to wear a mask based on the data I've read, the studies I've gone over, the articles I've read. That's the right answer. I've seen enough information to point me one way or another. Everything else that you're saying is a cope. You can't breathe? Are you oxygen retarded? What do you mean you can't breathe with a mask on? Motherfuckers are out here running marathons with 3 of them on. Like, how is it possible that you can't breathe with a mask on, right? You got people that are doing shifts for 20 hours. No, let me finish. Okay, it's uncomfortable. Seatbelts are uncomfortable. Okay, going to the doctor is uncomfortable. Okay, there's a lot of things in life that are uncomfortable. That's not a reason not to do it. That's not a reason for a man not. Hold on. Whoa, let me finish. Let me finish. You can't be going. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Chill. Okay, yeah. When you interrupt me, it's because you know I'm right. Okay, you're trying to cut me off because you know that I'm taking you somewhere that you don't want to go. Okay, we're gonna go to those places today.
You're a little heated right now.
I'm not heated. No. I'm not heated. I'm just matching I'm matching your energy. Okay, a man.
Wear a mask. Go ahead, bro.
A man that interrupts another man is a man who's scared about where he's being led. Okay, explore with me. Okay. If you want to wear a mask or not, that should be something that you arrive at through your own independent thought process, not because somebody else tells you not to, okay? That's what a 16-year-old does. I think you can do better than that.
Okay, well, the government's telling you to wear it, so you're echoing and doing what they're telling you to do.
I'm not doing it because the government tells me to do it. I can do it because there are independent schools all over the world that do research on whether or not wearing a mask helps. That's what I can look to for my information.
They're also telling you to wear it.
I don't care what the government. I'm not a sheep, so I'm not looking at what the government says.
You don't care what the government says? I thought you trust them. I thought you trust the process.
I trust the process of some of the things involved with the government, but that doesn't mean that I do it just because they say to do it. There are things the government could tell me to do that I would disagree with. That's possible. Government could say some shit, and I look into the data on my own. And I go, you know what? I actually don't agree with this. I'm not going to do that. Sometimes I go 75 and a 65 on the interstate. You know, I break the rules sometimes. You know.
Okay, badass. But look, I don't wear it, and you wear it. Why are we both fine?
For a variety of reasons. What do you mean? There are people that go their whole lives drunk driving every single night, every single weekend, and they're fine. Does that make drunk driving a good idea? Is that how you evaluate?
That's why I don't wear it. I don't need to. It makes me uncomfortable. It makes my face weird. It just makes me sweaty and stuff like that. It makes my glasses fog up. I don't like it. I feel like a dumb bot.
That's great.
It's stupid.
And it's cheaper. It
makes no sense. Most of the places you wear a mask, like you go into a restaurant and you're wearing it, then you sit down, take it off. You're sitting on a plane. Everyone has to wear it, and then we all eat at the same time, breathing all over your food. It makes no sense. There's no consistency with it. It's just a sign of compliance.
Can I just ask one question? Yeah. Just out of curiosity, if Destiny's basically raising the point that this is good for our safety, this and that, and you're saying it's an inconvenience, I don't want to do it. Can you acknowledge that people wanting to do it for their safety is not unreasonable or bad? Or do you say it doesn't? It's not a safety thing. It doesn't actually help you.
I don't think it really helps. No, a cloth thing, like it's meant to show other people, like, I'm a good person. I'm doing what they're telling me to do. I'm morally good.
When you're standing outside and you have to sneeze, do you sneeze into the open air or do you put something over your face?
I sneeze into my arm.
Yeah. Okay. Why?
So I don't get snot on other people.
Sure, there's shit that comes out of your mouth all the time when you're breathing, when you're talking. You can look at videos of people that are breathing or that are even that are talking, and you can see the air coming out of their mouth. If you ever looked up a video of this in your life, why do you think that wearing a cloth mask? Tell me this. How does wearing a cloth mask over your face make it hard to breathe because it doesn't let oxygen in or out, but you're saying it wouldn't block anything else coming out of your mouth? Molecules that are way larger.
Literally a cloth over your mouth and nose. It makes it harder to breathe.
Okay, if it's harder to breathe, you understand that oxygen, carbon dioxide are orders of magnitude smaller than like viruses and bacteria and other molecules coming out of your mouth,
Let's
right?
argue about spiritual stuff.
We'll get to, hold on. We'll get to the spiritual stuff. I'm just trying to show you that you have a really strong opinion about something that you're a sheep on. The government said one thing and you said, fuck you, government. I'm going to do the opposite.
Okay, hypothetical.
Who's controlling me then, Destiny? Who am I sheep?
I don't know. I don't know who you watch on YouTube. I can't tell. I can't tell who you're watching on YouTube. I don't know. But I'm telling you, I don't
call me a sheep. If you can't tell me who I'm following, then I'm not a sheep.
Well, no. You know how I don't have to know who you're following to tell if you're a sheep. I just have to know your thought process. If somebody comes in and they tell me, I think the number 7 is the best number in the world, and I go, why? And you're like, some guy said that 7 sucked, and I like 7. I already know that, dude. He heard it from somebody else. Because if you really liked a thing, if you were really into a thing, and if you really felt strongly about a thing, when I ask you about it, why the fuck don't you wear a mask, right? You'd have some shit like, I don't know, the New England Journal of Medicine, they did a study on it. N equals 500, didn't fucking help. I've known 100 fucking different doctors, they don't wear that shit, it didn't help. Like, that would be your answer. But you don't have an answer because in your mind you heard it from somebody that gave you an answer that you liked that the government didn't give you, and that's why you jumped on it. That's a sheep answer. It is.
But you're not telling me who I'm a sheep to.
I don't know who you're a sheep to. That's not my job. I'm not your dad. I'm not here to figure out who you're a sheep to. I'm just here to figure out if you're a sheep or not. That's all I'm trying to figure out.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on. Can I ask a question?
You also have to admit that makes no sense if you can't tell me who I'm a sheep to.
It makes perfect sense. I don't know how to explain it to you. I can't tell you who's leading you around. I can just tell if you have a leash on. That's all I can say.
Okay. Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question, Sneako. If the government came out tomorrow and said everybody stop wearing your masks, are you going to do what the government says?
I was already not wearing it. I just would rather breathe without restriction.
So my question is, earlier you said that if the government's telling you to do something, you're not going to do it because it's probably bad.
Yeah, if it makes me uncomfortable, if it's making my breathing worse and the government's telling me to do it, I'm like, and I'm not going to listen to them.
Okay, so the issue is not that the government necessarily told you. The issue is that it makes you uncomfortable.
It's dumb.
Okay. So if the government came out tomorrow and said everybody stop wearing your mask, you don't need the mask, we're gonna be good. You're gonna listen to what they say because it doesn't make you uncomfortable.
Well, I was already not wearing it.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to clarify.
Okay, so circling back then for the final time, and then we'll get spiritual. I'll circle back a final time. If somebody tells you a thing and you talk to 3 or 4 people and they all tell you the same thing, you don't have any way to know if you're being lied to or not, or if you're caught in a bubble of people that all believe the same shit. You don't have a way to check your thoughts to see like, do I really believe this thing or not? Is it really a good idea? Is it like, do I actually understand what's going on? And then if
I'm not in a bubble.
Okay.
I'm very clearly not in a bubble. I'm here talking to you right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
I debate people on a regular basis who disagree with me.
Okay. Well, here are two things that I do, and then your audience can take it or leave it. You can take it or leave it, whatever. Okay. The first question, the most important question is, what would it take to change your mind? That is the number one most important question. If you don't know what it would take to change your mind on any topic, then you're a sheep. What would it take to change your mind about masks?
If I got really sick, if I was dumb walking around, if I was sick right now, if I died, if I was like in the hospital because I had respiratory problems and all this nonsense, but all these people who got the V word are still like Biden.
So that's it. Whether or not you get sick, whether or not you get sick is the only determining factor. But you just said yourself, people that wear masks get sick. So you could get sick too without wearing a mask, right? That's not even a good answer. I'll tell you the second thing, okay? You can think about that one. The second thing is you should look for information that is contrary to what you believe. Don't just ask people, because if you ask people, what?
I'm talking to you right now.
Sure, that's true. Okay, those are the 2 things that I would say. Okay. So moving past this topic,
don't try to like say that I'm in a bubble, because Destiny, very clearly I'm not in a bubble.
Well, the thing is, because of the world you've built for yourself ideologically, everything that I tell you, you can safely ignore. You wrapped yourself in this blanket where you're like, he's just
stuff that everybody else says.
Yeah, I know. See, look at how easy. Do you see how easy? Do you see how easy your life is? Look, do you see how weak your mind is? Right? He's only saying it because everyone else is saying it. That's why it's wrong. I don't have to listen to him. Right? That's a weak mind.
Well, because I already know what you're about to say. Like, you're just echoing the left, like the government programming stuff. It's like, it's just predictable stuff that everybody hears who's listening to the chat has heard a billion times. Well,
yeah, but do you understand the problem? It's
you tell about the mask, like what you're saying is predictable.
Yeah, it's predictable, and you don't even have an answer to it. So what does that say about you? That says more about you than it does about me.
Everything you said.
Your answer is that it makes it hard for me to breathe because it makes it so oxygen and carbon dioxide can't pass through effectively, but it doesn't block larger molecules like bacteria and viruses. You understand that makes no sense. It's one or the other. You can't do both. Okay, if it's so restricted that you can't breathe, then it must block a lot of shit coming out of your mouth and nose.
Okay, well, that's my answer. It makes me uncomfortable, and it makes me sweat weird, and it fogs up my glasses, and it's just dumb.
Seatbelts do too. Do you wear a seatbelt when you drive, or do you not give a fuck with it?
I have this thing where you could put a seatbelt like thing you could buy on Amazon. This is like advice for the chat. You can get like a seatbelt thing on Amazon that clicks in, and then it gets rid of the beeping sound.
Okay, so you don't wear seatbelts either. Do you think seatbelts make you safer when you drive?
There's some circumstances where a seatbelt actually restricts you and traps you inside the car. You can see accidents.
There are some circumstances where somebody could
collision.
Yeah,
you get mad interrupting and now you're
there are circumstances where.
Hold on. Destiny, let him finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can get into a collision, and if you have a seatbelt on, then you can get trapped in the car, and the car can catch on fire. But sometimes, if you're not wearing a seatbelt, there's instances where people have like literally flown out the windshield because they weren't wearing a seatbelt and they survived. But a seatbelt could trap you in there.
What do you think is more common? Do you understand statistics or probability?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's more common, but it's uncomfortable, and it's just.
Do you lock your car? Do you lock your car at night?
I think I'll be fine.
I'm not asking if you're fine. I'm asking you to use your brain. Do you lock your car at night?
Yeah.
Why? You're not guaranteed to get robbed. In fact, probably most likely you won't.